You will find some of the world's most insane roller coasters at your local Six Flags theme park. And at the time of this video, you can ride 292 different roller coasters that you can find at a Six Flags theme park. And here are the top 10 tallest ones. Now warning, if you suffer from acrophobia, then this video is perfect for you. Number 10, Thunderstriker Carowinds, standing at a top height of 232 feet. This is the roller coaster that really paved the way for Carowinds to grow like it did from 2010 through 2020. Looming over the parking lot, Thunderstriker really looks beautiful against the rest of the Carowinds skyline. Opening with the name Intimidator, this B&M hypercoaster features a 232-foot tall lift hill, a 211-foot tall first drop, and 4 hills in total that are over the height of 100 feet. Costing $23 million, the ride, now known as Thunderstriker, features 5,316 feet of sleek red track, amazing floater airtime, a smooth ride experience, making it one of the best coasters that you're going to find at Carowinds. Now there are 2 ways a park determines how tall a coaster is, by its actual height or by the height of the drop. So for this video, I'm ranking these top 10 coasters by their actual height. Number 9, Goliath, Six Flags Magic Mountain, featuring a lift hill of 235 feet. Opening in 2000, Six Flags Magic Mountain's hypercoaster was the world's tallest for a few months until Cedar Point opened Millennium Force. Goliath dominates the northern end of the Southern California theme park and features that iconic orange track that really pops. The most interesting aspect of Goliath is that the height, drop, and speed or length aren't the scariest parts of the ride. That is because for this hypercoaster, it's all about the intensity of the ride's second half. This is one of the most forceful parts of any roller coaster that you're going to find in the world. But back to the height, riders will enjoy a 255-foot tall drop coming off a 235-foot tall lift hill. At the base of that drop, Goliath riders will reach a max speed of 85 miles an hour as they fly through the tunnel. While Goliath is a great ride, if you are like me and prefer more airtime when we're talking about a hypercoaster, then you'll like others on this list, but not number 8. Because that is Titan, which opened up in 2001 and features a lift hill of 245 feet. 1 year after Goliath opened at Magic Mountain, Six Flags had Giovanola build them a larger version down at Six Flags Over Texas. Titan offers a very similar layout as Goliath, but it's 10 feet taller, standing at a height of 245 feet, but it does offer the same drop height of 255 feet. The most notable difference when it comes to the ride's layouts is you're going to find a massive upwards helix right after the ride's best part, the speed hill. This helix is super intense, just like the ride's second half. Featuring 5,312 feet, Titan still to this day is the longest coaster that you're going to find in the great state of Texas. While both Goliath and Titan are impressive looking coasters, I for one am glad that these are the only 2 hypercoasters that Giovanola ever built. Mainly due to the lack of airtime and the crazy intense helixes that you're going to find on the second halves of the ride's layouts. Now on to one of the most controversial roller coasters in our era. Number 7, standing 13 feet shorter than 300 feet, is Orion, featuring a lift hill height of 287 feet. Kings Island's Hyper Giga, and yes, I'm calling it both, so I please everyone, because the people who do not think it's a Giga, due to the lift hill being, like I said, 13 feet shy of 300 feet, and those of you who agree with the park and call it a Giga, since the drop is 300 feet. Now one thing that we can all agree on is how beautiful Orion looks at Kings Island. Orion's layout is filled with 4 elements over 100 feet, including the ride's amazing first drop, which is one of the best in the entire world. 300 feet at an 85-degree angle? Yes, please, especially when sitting in the back row. At the bottom of the first drop, you're going to reach the top speed of 91 miles an hour. Orion features my favorite steel coaster element that you're going to find at Kings Island, and that is the 56-foot tall speed hill. This element, while it is the shortest on Orion, offers some great airtime as you enter it after the train comes out of the 202-foot tall turnaround element. Daytime rides on Orion are great, but I cannot recommend enough getting a night ride on Kings Island's Giga. Trust me, it's worth it. My only gripe with Orion is that the coaster just feels too short and ends too quickly. Number 6, Panther. Standing at a height of 305 feet, this is King's Dominion's Giga Coaster. 10 years after Cedar Fair hired Intamin to build the Millennium Force for Cedar Point, they wanted to try to duplicate that success and popularity for King's Dominion. Well, sadly, that never happened with this project, at least in the way Cedar Fair thought and wanted. That is because Panther is a roller coaster that is leaps and bounds more intense than Millennium Force is, and it's a much better ride overall. However, due to the intense quick transitions, the gray out turn at the bottom of the ride's first drop, and the restraints, Panther isn't a very popular ride, honestly. Sure, coaster enthusiasts love it, but Panther's intensity is a bit much for your average theme park goer. But nonetheless, King's Dominion's Intamin Giga Coaster is still ranked as one of the world's best and features some of the most insane quick-paced elements that you're gonna find on any ride. Everything about this coaster is intimidating, especially since the 305-foot tall lift hill is only supported by 2 main supports. This Giga Coaster is not my favorite Giga, but it is by far the most intense one, and at night, it hauls through the darkness. Number 5 is Leviathan with a height of 306 feet tall, and you can find this beautiful coaster at Canada's Wonderland. When we saw the then Cedar Fair announce that they were going to be adding a B&M Giga Coaster to Canada's Wonderland, I don't think anyone realized just how huge this move was going to be for the park located just north of Toronto. Behemoth, the park's 230-foot tall hypercoaster, opened up in 2008. And then in 2012, Leviathan ripped away the crown for the tallest and fastest roller coaster in all of Canada. Leviathan has thrilled millions of riders who visit one of the most attended regional theme parks in the world. This also happens to be the first ever Giga Coaster that B&M has ever created, really making a layout that features some quick transitions, airtime, and of course smoothness. Riders sit 4 across and embark up the 306-foot tall lift hill into the Canadian sky. The drop is also 306 feet, which makes the trains reach a top speed of 92 miles an hour at the base of the first drop. Not only does Leviathan offer a sweet name, the way this Giga Coaster winds its way around the front of the park is just a thing of beauty. Costing $28 million, Canada's Wonderland's 5,486-foot long coaster was definitely a grand slam of a decision for Canada's Wonderland. Now, if you're like me and you love airtime and roller coasters, then check out themeparkbrandon.com for all my coaster-inspired merchandise. Opening in 2026 down at Six Flags Over Texas is the world's tallest, longest, and fastest dive coaster. Number 4, Tormenta. Standing at a whopping height of 309 feet. It is crazy to think that a B&M dive coaster is ranked as the 4th tallest coaster that you're going to find at a Six Flags theme park. 309 feet tall, 4,199 feet long, 87 miles an hour, and 5 different inversions. Tormenta is going to dominate the over Texas skyline for decades to come. Not only is it the tallest coaster in Texas, Tormenta also holds the record for the world's largest Immelman inversion at a height of 218 feet tall and the largest vertical loop at 179 feet above the midway. Whether you're a fan of dive coasters or not, hanging over the edge of this ride at 309 feet looking straight down is going to be insane. There is a lot to like about this coaster that has a legit chance of being the best coaster in all of Texas when it opens. Number 3, Millennium Force, Cedar Point, standing at a height of 310 feet. This $25 million investment will go down as the best one in the world when it comes to roller coasters. When Millennium Force first opened up in 2000, the Intamin Giga Coaster really cemented Cedar Point as the roller coaster capital of the world. This Intamin Giga Coaster was a huge deal. It made news stories all around the world and still to this day is one of the most popular rides that you're going to find at Cedar Point. Standing 310 feet above the waters of Lake Erie, Millennium Force offers great views of the park if you look down to your right as you are traveling up the 45-degree cable lift hill, and Lake Erie views if you look out to your left. Once the train starts to go over the apex of the lift hill, you are blessed with a view that is unlike any other. It really is breathtaking. You are then plummeted 300 feet back down to the peninsula as you reach a top speed of 93 miles an hour. Millennium Force features 3 elements over 100 feet, 3 overbank turns, 2 tunnels, and 2 awesome airtime hills. By the time the train hits the final brake run, after it rips through the 6,595 feet of track, everyone on your train is filled with adrenaline and is smiling and clapping. Cedar Point's Millennium Force isn't the best roller coaster in the world, but it is one of the most fun ones out there. Number 2, Ferry 325 Carowinds, featuring a lift hill of 325 feet. Now Ferry is what I call B&M's Intamin coaster, meaning that B&M had no business designing such a unique layout for the 325 foot tall Giga that is so large that it travels through both North and South Carolina. Ferry 325 breaks a few coaster records as well. The most notable is the ride's 325 foot tall iconic lift hill, which is also the world's largest lift hill. And with a total track length of 6,595 feet, Ferry 325 is the longest steel coaster in North America. Going down that 320 foot tall first drop as the trains reach a max speed of 95 miles an hour is one of the best coaster experiences that you will ever encounter. Ferry's layout features 3 elements over 100 feet, some quick transitions, the Hive Dive, 3 airtime hills, and a ride that has transformed the place where the Carolinas come together forever. Which brings us to the tallest roller coaster that you're going to find at a Six Flags theme park, and that is Top Thrill 2, standing at a height of 420 feet. Cedar Point was the first park to build a coaster over 200 feet, 300 feet, and 400 feet. Hyper Giga Strata. Opening as Top Thrill Dragster in 2003, Cedar Point's new Strata coaster launched riders from 0 to 120 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. But in my opinion, the best part about Top Thrill Dragster was getting skyrocketed up 420 feet into the sky. Cedar Point operated Top Thrill Dragster from 2003 through 2021. Then, in 2024, Cedar Point blessed the world with Top Thrill 2, a reimagined Top Thrill Dragster. Featuring new trains, a new launch, new colors, and a second 420 foot tall tower. Top Thrill 2 is awesome from start to finish. But for me, it's all about the back spike. Being launched up that 420 foot tall spike and watching the park get smaller and smaller is worth everything. Then, the best part is, after that, you get to experience the 420 foot tall top hat just like the original. Top Thrill 2 is a world-class roller coaster that features the fastest forwards, 120 miles an hour, and fastest backwards, 100 miles an hour launches here in North America. Whatever you do, be sure to head out to Cedar Point and catch a ride or 2 on Top Thrill 2. Trust me, it's worth it. Now, if you're wondering how I rank every single park in the Six Flags chain, then you want to check out the showcase video at the bottom of your screen. With that being said, which coaster on this top 10 is your favorite and why? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and will we ever see Six Flags build a taller coaster than Top Thrill 2? This is Theme Park Brandon. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.